Hello everyone, welcome to Talking to Our Souls, and actually we're outside in a park in Redditch. I don't know the name of it, I just found it. Oh, Steve will tell you.
The lake. That's right, no, we're in Arrow Valley Lake in Redditch, and I'm so excited. Av's here, me and Av together in the same space. Obviously we're outside, we can't do it inside because we're still under restrictions, but we're going to do the show live outside. Damned excited.
I haven't got anything to talk about, Steve. What do you think?
No, I haven't either.
Actually, Steve, just one thing.
Yeah.
I think I was racially profiled at Starbucks.
Do you want me to ask you why, or do you want me to say that was just a mistake?
No, well, we
haven't got a cup.
We just went to Starbucks, and Steve got a large.
I look a bit camp.
Yeah, Steve got a large cappuccino, and I got a little.
That's what he calls it.
I got a little vanilla latte.
That's what I call it.
And Steve got a sleeve on his cup, and I didn't. Now I reckon she probably thought, judging by looking at me, but he's used to handling hot stuff.
This is a 17-year-old girl from Redditch, by the way.
17? Oh, I'm thinking that she probably thought I worked in like a takeaway or something. That's what I'm getting at.
No,
Racially profiled me.
Oh, I just thought it was because I was from Redditch and you were from Wolverhampton, so she gives the Redditch people a sleeve, and the people from Wolverhampton no sleeve.
She didn't know I was from Wolverhampton, did she?
You did say, yeah, I'm right.
Yeah, she did. She did, but I don't think so. I reckon she just saw him and thought, this lovely elderly white gentleman deserves a sleeve on his cup. Where this middle-aged
elderly white gentleman,
this middle-aged dodgy looking Indian doesn't need a sleeve on the cup because...
I never knew you were middle-aged.
I think I am. What's middle-aged?
Well, these days. No, I suppose you're right.
I reckon I'm going to die at 60, so middle-aged is 30.
So I'm middle-aged as well.
There you go, alright.
Or I should be dying. Yeah. No, because I'm only 27. No, but I don't think she was racially profiling Av. I'm going to be honest with you. I think she thinks that I was just you're right, an old white man.
Well, she might have thought that I'm a carer.
Yes. Av would be a very good carer. He's held my hand round the lake. Thing is, we are actually doing it now, aren't we? Even though we said we weren't going to do this, we weren't going to do... Let's do it. I'll tell you what, you go back to your place, I'll go back to mine.
Alright, see ya.
Bye.
I really don't know how to follow that, but we ought to introduce the show as well. But I don't know. We're back in our own little parts of the world. Good evening, good afternoon, hello, whatever time it is with you. This is Talking to Our Souls with me, Steve Henn, and over there,
Av, walking around the park, Mr. Singh.
Walking around the park for a lark. So that was us round the lake the other day, Av. What first thoughts?
Well, I mean, we would have liked to have been there a bit longer, but we got a bit uncomfortable, didn't we? With all the...
Oh, Jesus. We had so many people in a public place. You put a camera and two middle-aged men talking to a camera, and everyone thinks, oh, these are famous people. It was like Jonathan Pye.
Well, I got a bit concerned when about 3-4 cars turned up in front of us and kept flashing us. I wasn't quite sure what they wanted us to do, but yeah.
Dogging. Yeah. Hey, I actually worked out what dogging is now. I know what dogging is, but I know where the name came from. Well, I worked out where the name came from because I'm assuming that people just went dog walking to start with. So they said, let's go and take the dog for a walk. and then it was just dog walkers meeting each other and then having sex. And that's where the term that's that's a Shih Tzu. But no, I don't know if that's where it's happened. Poor dogs. That's right. They're wagging their tails.
I bet I'm says to his missus, I'm just gonna take the dog out for a walk. It'll be a couple of hours. They'll wait up for me.
Can I have some condoms?
For the dog? He's dragging the dog. It's going, no! He's trying to get it.
Put his paws over his ears.
Poor dogs.
Yeah, well, you say that. Oh, I killed a cat the other day.
Oh, is that a euphemism or something?
No. I killed a cat. No, I did in the van. I was driving along at 80. They can only do 59 miles an hour. At 59 miles up the highway, and this cat came flying out in front of the van, and then it didn't appear from the other side. But I heard this tutump.
I think the cat's pet. The pet owner of that cat probably took it dogging. I'm just taking the cat out. The cat's going, no! And he just thought, I've had enough here. I'll find myself in front of the van.
I don't think it actually threw itself in front of the van. I think it was trying to cross the road. But to be fair, right, I think foxes have shot out in front of me, about 3 or 4, and they go at some speed. Whereas cats, I don't think are as that... Because I suppose they've got shorter legs. That's probably what it is.
I mean, I've run over a squirrel.
Where's his nuts? In his mouth.
Probably after I drove over him, yeah.
Shall I tell you a joke? It's not even funny. I love these jokes. They're not even funny. These are jokes that I knew at school. Hey, Av, what goes through a fly's mind as he hits the windshield? Anyway, thanks very much. I think we've just quite happily moved on from our live experience at the lake. We've just forgotten that. No, it was nice to meet up though, really. But yeah, no, it wasn't the dogging. It was we were having a lot of people watching us, and we felt we weren't used to that. And also, again, there was a lorry. A lorry keep driving past.
Well, I always try and bring a race into it because it either makes it more political or try and make it more funny, racially funny. But they probably thought I was robbing you, Steve.
Well, no, I like the fact that you said a nice old elderly gentleman. But actually, I've spoken to you before, Av, and you said the same thing. But I reckon it's the drink you order. Because I have a hot cappuccino. I have a cappuccino, and you have a
latte.
See, and you said to me before that you went somewhere and they didn't give you a sleeve, and I reckon it's because you asked for a latte.
No, I've ordered a latte before and got a sleeve.
Well, perhaps it is because.
Well, I think Costa.
I didn't know what to call you then. Perhaps it is a racial thing. Perhaps that was what I should have been saying.
Wait, at Costa, I think they make their cups thicker around the middle, I think.
You're listening to Talking to Our Souls. But they do Costas in garages. There are some sort of garages that do Costas, but I don't think they're the same. Yeah,
They're rank.
I beg your pardon.
You can't beat a live barrister, especially when you get your order wrong.
You can't beat a live barrister. I'll tell you what else you can't beat. What's the difference between an egg and a wank?
You can beat an egg.
Av Singh, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Talking to Our Souls, a comedy podcast that hits you right between the eyes when we talk about dogging and barristers.
Oh, yeah. Is it? It's not barrister, is it?
It's barista. It is barrister. Yeah. Barista.
It's, yeah. So when I was younger, I had a bit of difficulty trying to work that out.
Well, yeah, I used to get a barista on my wrister.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have bloody problems because I used to go to solicitors and say, "Where's my fucking drink?"
Yeah, you've got to be careful with words though, because like words, especially at the moment. I don't want to be woke because I quite like being woke. I think woke is important, but sometimes you think, well, people can't say anything anymore because you can't say anything. And I think that sometimes you shouldn't be a prat and say pratty things.
I am very good at sticking my foot in it. You know, picking the wrong time to say something and maybe being inappropriate or completely incorrect. So I kind of, I mean, trying to break the ice with my humour doesn't always go down very well. And not reading the moment properly. But
well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because people like you and me, that's weird, isn't it? Because I'm not saying, but like comedy is a thing, isn't it? That we enjoy. We like making people laugh, and you try and make people laugh as much as you can. That's my life anyway. I've always tried to make people laugh because it saved me being beaten up. But that's in the book. Don't need to talk about it now. But I think that's the thing. So you look at a situation and you think, well, make that into a joke, or you'll try your best to make it into a joke. But it can be, you know, other people don't live their life like that. They take life very, very seriously and think it's the most important thing in the world. But I don't think life is the most important thing in the world. I think Coronation Street is. Is life the most important thing in the world? Discuss.
oh gosh, can of worms, yeah. Can of worms opening.
Well, I don't know. Am I? You know, life is precious. I get that. It is very, very precious. But don't take it too seriously. We're not here for that long. You look. There was a scientist on the radio the other day talking about the fact that we could have been put here by from another planet rather than just developed naturally. And if you look way back at the dinosaurs, what happened in between the dinosaurs and us turning up, right? Obviously, it was God. But like, if it wasn't, and it was just an evolution thing, that's cool. But it could be that we were brought by aliens and cultivated on this planet.
I've heard the theory that we were bacteria. It could have been bacteria on a meteorite that landed. Are we like a weapon that's been put on this planet to destroy it? And that's what humans do. We get put on a planet and destroy it, and then the aliens are
happy.
Oh, well,
they're smoking, playing cards, and go, yeah, that's another planet we've fucked up. I don't know why they
could be a game. Could be a game. Could be a game, Steve. It could be like how long before they fuck you up.
That my mate said that. Yeah. My mate said that life is a game. He says there's no rules. The only rule is that you have to survive.
I think life is the name of the game.
And I
want to play the game.
With you. I know. I'm an entertainer. Av was trying to say that he, you know, sometimes puts his foot in his mouth. That's it. That's what we were saying, wasn't it? And I'm saying, but life is short, so we should enjoy ourselves. We shouldn't just get all bogged down in how serious the world is. I mean, at the moment, it's a shitstorm. Especially in this country, although they're locking down around Europe. Thank God that we're not in Europe anymore because we don't have to lock down. But Europe is locking down.
I don't remember many times. I was trying to forget as many times as I can where I put my foot in it. I remember I started at a company, and there was a big meeting, right? And my line manager was getting married, and I said, "Oh, bear in mind, I've only been there like a couple of weeks, if that." And we having this meeting, and it was going, congratulations. And what she's going to be, can't remember her first name, but second name was Quigley. But her name's going to be Quigley.
Oh, Dawn Quigley.
No, just I can't remember. Right. And,
really quickly.
Yeah. Right.
What's your name? Say it really quickly.
Yeah. Hey,
sorry.
Our fiance was he's Irish, obviously, Quigley, and then
to be sure,
to be sure, and in my head,
racist.
It's like thinking about Tom Selleck, right? Because he made a film, right? And in my head, I said, right there. I said this out loud, all right? I said, right there. I watched a film called Quigley Down Under, right? Without realising, it sounded a bit rude, didn't it? Right? right? And everyone looked at me like,
Australian cunnilingus, just
yeah.
in case you didn't get it.
If you haven't seen the film,
I
right?
don't even know what the film was. I was trying to. I'm not even. When he says Tom
Quick-
Selleck,
Quickly Down Under?
Magnum, Friends, and Blue Bloods.
The film's called Quigley Down Under. It's Tom Selleck, a cowboy, and he goes down under, right?
When you said it like that, that sounds rude as well. It's you turned it into Brookback Mountain.
Yeah. Right. And everyone's looking at me going, "What did he just say? Quigley Down Under?" And I was like, "Oh shit! It sounds like I'm trying to make a rude joke or something, isn't it?" And the directors looked at me going,
But I think that's you rather. I don't know, because like that's a big stretch. Depending how big she was. No, but like that may be you thinking that, and other people don't.
"No, it was a reaction when they looked at me. I could tell all of them were thinking because they all went quiet." And he was like, "That I get an intense look."
To be fair, I haven't heard of Quigley Down Under.
But this is what I'm trying to say to you. They haven't heard, if you heard the film, then you would know that I'm not talking about something rude. None of these people knew about the film Quigley Down Under. Right, so I'm saying I've seen a film called Quigley Down Under.
Yeah.
Right? And it sounds like it sounds like a rude film, doesn't it? And I'm
Well, it doesn't sound like a rude film. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with oral sex in Australia.
Oh God. Let's move on.
Do you know what the do you know what the definition of foreplay
Brace yourself,
is
Sheila.
in Australia? Quigley Down Under, a great film, a great western. Tom Selleck, who I think is looking really portly and old in Blue Bloods. I feel that they wheel him out on one of those potato sack trucks rather than him doing any work.
Kind of seen glimpses of it, but it's not. It's about white police officers, so there should be more racism in it, shouldn't there?
They do touch on it. They do
No, I
touch
mean,
on it. No, because they catch a lot of drug dealers. So yeah.
No, I'm thinking that family should be all families white police officers. So you imagine at a dining table there'd be more racist comments towards drug comments towards blacks and Asians.
Oh yeah,
and
no, but
Hispanics.
they're an Irish family though, so they bring their own
Okay.
they bring their own racism to the table.
I'm trying to bring
I
a
don't know
bit
if
of
I can say
realism
that.
to it.
No, but you're right. This is the trouble with so much of UK television.
Well,
So
or
much.
Yorkshire, or I'm say Yorkshire cricket even.
Well, how's that?
Oh man, you know, so when we first talked about this podcast, I thought it'd be something highbrow, you know, something that's gonna stimulate the mind. Yeah.
Oh, I'm listening to a book.
You know, a few years ago, that would have been a weird comment. So you went back, go back 20, 30 years. I'm listening to a
so-
book. What are you listening to?
It's Richard Osman from Pointless.
Is it Osmond?
Richard Osman. He wasn't in the Osmonds. He'd be the tallest fucking Osman. Well, Donny, little Jimmy Osman. No, tall fucking Osman.
He's got the teeth of Osmond, though, hasn't he?
He has got the teeth of an Osman. But
He
No,
pulled out the false teeth, didn't he? Getting on a bit.
but no, his book is The Murder Club was the first one or something like that, and this is the sequel. But right,
Good.
and yes, very much so. But like audiobooks, sometimes the person who's reading them annoys me and I can't listen to them. And this is going to sound really quite misogynistic, and I don't want it to, because I really don't like many of the female readers. But the woman who's reading this book, and she read the last book, is fucking brilliant. She's so good. And I would listen to more books read by her because she's so good. There's a guy who does a lot of sci-fi books in America. He's got a great voice, and I like listening to, even some of the books are rubbish. I'd listen to him rather than the audiobook, because he makes it more interesting. And this woman is a really good. I don't know what her name is, but she's brilliant.
I have a problem with that. What you just told me.
What?
Why is Richard Osmond not reading it?
I'll tell you why exactly. Because the main character who is, if you're reading it through this main character's eyes, ears, no head. She's a woman, so it makes perfect sense for it to be a woman's voice. Perfect sense. Although Misery, they've done that with Misery, Stephen King's book, and had a female reader read it, a female voice artist read it, and I don't think it is a female. I think it's written in a man's voice because it's written from the man lying in the bed's point of view, rather than Misery, who is a brilliant character.
I don't really listen to books, but I assumed that the person who wrote them would be the person who would be reading it out to.
Well, my mate, who wrote a book 2 years ago, Jonathan Coe, he's written 14 books, published in 47 countries, went to school with him. The last book was about Brexit, called Middle England, and I'm in it. I'm in the book, which is good. But he couldn't read it because he's quite a shy lad.
Was you doing an impression of Boris?
Who?
You?
No. It was about a children's entertainer. No, it wasn't. The book was not about a children's entertainer. He's written 3 of these books that have got the same characters in. The Rotters Club was the first one, which was made into a TV series. I like this bit because I'm talking about myself. And they're all his friends from school. But then he's actually put me in because we hadn't seen each other for years and years and years. And I saw him for a couple of years before the pandemic, and he released the book. But I haven't seen him since. But it's a great book. Great book.
Have you got any payment or royalties toward you?
My name's in the book. At the back.
Yeah. If I was you, I'd be knocking in on his door saying,
He did.
Give me a bit of commission.
He did take me to the Barnt Green Inn, and that's not a euphemism. So are we gonna meet up and do another live podcast?
Yeah, I think maybe, but let's not go to that park again because I'm a bit conscious about people turning up in their cars and flashing us again.
Flashing us and with their dogs, all the dogs go, no, listen to the podcast.
Yeah. It is a nice place though, scenery wise.
No, the lake is all right really, but
just the people.
I'm not saying that. I am not saying anything derogatory. I think I'm a Redditch person. I mean, I was born in Bromsgrove in a hospital. Nothing wrong with me.
I think we just lost a viewer on that.
Why? Because it wasn't funny.
Oh.
Av wants to go now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much